Hello, family. Weekly video. Might come out a little early because of Easter, but it is the most amazing week of the year. Like I've said this since a couple weeks ago. It really is the most amazing week in the church calendar. It should be the most amazing week in our lives. Like there's so much happening that's beautiful, done out of love and just kind of, it's just amazing. Like the liturgies are beautiful and they're meant to be beautiful to draw you into the love of Christ. Like Holy Thursday, we not only celebrate the Eucharist, but the priesthood as well. That's why we wash feet. It's kind of a way to share in the institution of the priesthood and to show at the heart of a priest is a servant, just like Christ. On Holy Thursday, we celebrate the institution of the Eucharist with the story of the Last Supper. Like Good Friday, probably one of my favorite of the 3 days is Good Friday because we're celebrating that ultimate symbol of love, the crucifixion. To do that for us is the greatest symbol of love we could ever encounter. And Good Friday service kind of draws us into that love and that encounter with Christ on the cross. And then no matter what you come to on the weekend, whether it's Easter Vigil, which by far is the most beautiful and holiest liturgy the church offers, or Easter Sunday, like you're kind of entering into the most amazing week of the year. And the heart of who we are as a people flows from this weekend, flows from the resurrection of Christ, right? Our salvation comes through his resurrection, right? His passion and death are needed to show us what love is all about. And then that love flowers in the rebornness of Easter and the ability for us to, start fresh, start anew. Like that's why we go to confession, hopefully, and so we have this, this opening of the gates of heaven so that we can enter in to that relationship with him in a full way, right? Building a relationship with him to grow in Christ so that we can go out and serve. And so really, I want to encourage you to make Easter your launch into service. Think about it that way. Watch that. I just took the Easter message and shifted to mission and purpose of St. Patrick's. Yes, I did. And so let Easter be a rebirth of your desire to make St. Patrick's more than just an hour on your schedule, but a part of your whole life. It used to be the way that the church was a little history. Henry Clay was part of the steel industry back in Pittsburgh, and he knew to draw workers to the steel mills, you build a church. You build a church, and then the community is drawn around it, and then that community works at your steel mill. And then later on, maybe a few weeks later, you build a pub right down the street. But that's a whole other story. But the church being the center of the community, the center of our family, the center of who we are, it not only helps us grow, but it helps our community grow in a great way, right? The more we volunteer at church, the more people see our church as a beacon of light. The more we go out and help the things in our organizations in our community, the more we become a greater beacon of light. But that starts with Easter Sunday. It starts with a rebirth of where church and parish life take part in your life. And it really shouldn't be an hour on the schedule. It should be like, what are we doing for Jesus today? What are we doing for St. Patrick's today? What are we doing to reach out to our community today? What are we doing to serve our church today and every day as a family, as a community? And so I want you to take this Easter as a time to refocus your priorities in life. Is soccer game at 8 a.m. on a Sunday more important to you than getting the Eucharist and experiencing the liturgy that shows us God's love in a huge way? Like, you need to start asking those questions seriously. Like, what's the most important priorities in your life? Your salvation or basketball hoop? Like, what is that, right? Is it your salvation or going to Home Depot on a Sunday to start projects? Like, that saddens me. Every time I drive to Marsh Drive on a Sunday, I pass Home Depot and the parking lot is packed on a Sunday morning, which tells me people are going to Home Depot, they're not going to Mass. And so you need to start asking yourselves, what are your priorities in life? And this is a great time to do it. Like, The whole idea of Easter, right? And a rebirth of your faith, a doing of who you are through seeing what Christ did for us. I mean, we should be looking at these 3 days going, my word, Jesus left heaven, heaven to do this, right? This was his ultimate goal on earth. 3 years of preaching, awesome, amazing. But these next 3 days are what he was truly sent here for, to open the gates of heaven and allow us to become saints and live with him in heaven. So what are we doing to achieve that goal? What are we doing to keep Christ in the center of our lives, our schedules, and who we are? So I ask you these next 3 days to kind of focus on that and think about where St. Patrick falls on your list of agenda or whatever, priorities. Make it a better priority this upcoming church year than it has been in the past. We can't grow, whether it's spiritually, parish-wise, financially, all those things can't grow unless we're growing closer to Jesus and sharing that closeness with others. That's how we grow as a family. Everything else flows from that, right? Including our tithing, which is, so important to keep St. Patrick's going and what we're doing. But so let's rethink that this Easter and make sure it happens. So just to kind of review the times of things, over the next couple of weeks, we have Holy Thursday, 7 Tenebrae, Wednesday night at 7, Marsh Drive. Holy Thursday, 7 p.m., Marsh Drive. Good Friday, 3 p.m., Marsh Drive. Holy Saturday, we have 10:30, Blessing of the Baskets. 7 p.m. Easter Vigil, 7 p.m. Easter Vigil. And then Easter Sunday, we have 8 a.m. at the Shrine, 2 9:30s at the Marsh Drive, one in the church, one in the PAC, 11:30 Marsh Drive Church. There is no daily Mass Thursday, Friday, or Saturday, so just remember that. And there's no 4:30 p.m. Mass Easter Day, because Father Doze and I pass out after the 11:30 from all of this. So just to remember all of that, we have Divine Mercy coming up the Sunday after Easter. We have a special liturgy for that at 3:15 p.m. in the Shrine Church. I believe it's in the Shrine Church this year. So great to attend that. But Divine Mercy Weekend, that theme will be in all the masses that weekend. So please come out for that. We have the spaghetti dinner, the Knights of Columbus spaghetti dinner, which helps support Clark Steiler, our seminarian. That's April 13th. That's the Saturday before Divine Mercy Sunday. And that is after the 5:15 Mass Saturday night. So please come out for that. Help support Clark. Even if you don't like spaghetti, just throw some money in the jar and you can be on your way. That would be a great help as well. So please turn out for that. So have a great Easter. May this be the most amazing time of the year for you. And may it give you a rebirth in your priorities in your life and who Jesus is in your life. May God bless you. Keep safe and have a great Easter week.